Up next, we got a friend of mine, Desmond. You may recognize him from the McDonald's commercial where he looked completely shocked that somebody would pick him up and take him to McDonald's. He was like, "We can go to McDonald's? Okay, awesome." So Des, how are you going out? Let's get a warm round of applause for Des. Hey, what's up? What's up? How you guys doing? Ooh, nice, nice. All right, I'm Desmond, as you guys probably already know of. I'm a sophomore, and I'm looking around the room right now, and I'm noticing there's some tension. But yeah, this is like, this is my first, this is my first time doing stand-up, and like, I'm just thinking like, all right, you know, this could be either a really good day, or this could be like the beginning of my retirement in my stand-up career, which lasted 0.1 of a second. Whichever one comes first. But yeah, it's good to be here. You know, I was thinking like, oh, stand up. Like, what the hell did I get myself into? Like, I must have been drunk when I signed up for this. Like, seriously. But yeah, but yeah, speaking of stand up though, like the other day I was in Pius Library and I was like working on my paper and like, it was like doing like 2 minutes, but I'm like, all right, screw it. Like, let's just go in the bathroom and practice stand-up. So it's like, so I go in the bathroom, practice stand-up, and like I'm in there, and I'm like going through my whole routine, and then like, I notice behind me, I'm like, there's 2 little feet back there. Like, somebody's in here. I'm like, oh crap, like this is embarrassing. Like, that guy probably just have crack or I'm on crack or something like that. Like, this is crazy. No, but like seriously, Pius is like a great place to go if you want to see some funny shit. Like, if you want to observe some funny things, go to Pius Library. Like, there's always like that group of girls like in the library who are always talking, like talking over like nothing. Like, they're like having like their own Daily Show or something over there, like their own version of The View or something, you know? I'm like, man, I should go make my guest appearance over there or something like that. But yeah, speaking of not getting anything done in the library, like, I swear, like, every time I go to the library, I just know, like, I'm not gonna get shit done. Like, I end up just working on my Facebook notifications. Like, if Facebook was a class, I'd have an A, you know. But yeah. But yeah, in the library, it's funny because, like, it's interesting, like, who in here likes Einstein bagels? Yeah, all right, cool. I like them too. But yeah, Einstein, it's like, you know, I get my Einstein, and I'll be like in the library just chilling, and like, I always feel like there's like this pressure to like just not make a lot of noise like in the library. Like, every time I get my sandwich, I'm like eating really slowly to like make sure I don't like disturb anybody. I'm like take a bite, look around, like, all right, I'm good, and go back, and like, it's just crazy, you know, like, I feel like I'm like not complying with the noise abatement procedures in the library or whatever. But yeah, yeah, speaking of like making noise, you ever see like those moments where like somebody like flips open their laptop and just like all this music just starts blaring like in the library? Yeah, that would suck though, like if you open up your laptop and just like porn came on, like, oh my gosh. That'd be like your last moment in the library. And imagine that conversation with your parents. But yeah, hey, fun fact of the day. Do you guys know that Pius Library is 8% library, 91% social gathering, and 1% Club Pius, according to my friends on Yik Yak? But yeah, how was everybody's spring break? You guys go anywhere? Go anywhere fun? Go to PCB, you remember spring break? I mean, you know, if you can't remember it, it's probably pretty good, right? But yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good spring break, because mine wasn't. I spent 2 of my days here at SLU. The other was in New York where we, yeah, kind of messed up in the A-10 tourney, but hey, I mean, I got a free vacation out of it, oh well. But yeah, anyways, I don't know why, but spring break reminded me of bandy for some reason. And for you guys who don't know about bandy, you don't want to know about it. See, bandy is the reason why your parents said, don't talk to strangers. Bandy's also the reason why your parents said, don't do drugs. You see, when I think about bandy, I just have this image in my head of like the seniors on the balcony, like casting out their fishing poles and reeling all the freshmen in. So you don't want to get caught at Vandy. But yeah, SLU's been great. You know, speaking of about how like I was like the only person here during spring break, you know, I felt like I was like the only black person here over spring break, which is actually no different than when it's not spring break. Yeah, so I felt like I was like Will Smith from I Am Legend, you know? And like, one day, I remember I woke up, you know, it was spring break, right? Like, nobody's there. I'm just in my pajamas, like, you know, I'm like, all right, screw it. Like, I'll just walk around in my pajamas. Nobody's here anyways. So I get up, I get on my flippy floppies. I go in the hallway. I live in Marquette on the 12th floor. So I walk down, I walk to the elevator, and I press the button. In the moment the elevator came and opened up, like this flood of like liquid just came pouring out the elevator. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, you know, like, and I'm a germaphobe, right? So like, I don't like anything I don't know, like any unidentified liquid. I'm like, I'm not touching that, you know? So I'm like, I'm just sitting there and I'm just thinking to myself, like, oh man, like, I really got to get down, but like, I don't know about this. So I'm like looking around, like, feverishly looking for some like nice open piece of like land that I could jump to. So like I see like in the elevator there's like this circle of land in the elevator, and I feel like I'm like Link from the Legend of Zelda or some type of shit, and like I just go ahead and just jump over there. I'm like, hiya! And I land on the circle, and now I'm like surrounded by this unidentified liquid on my little island, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, huh, well, it's kind of yellow. Maybe it's lemonade, right? Like, that's pretty plausible. You know? Or maybe it's Gatorade. Maybe some SLU athlete came in here and just, like, spilled their Gatorade all over the place for some reason. Like, I don't know. But, hey, maybe it's Gatorade. But then I'm like, wait a minute. I have other senses. Let's use my nose. So I get down here, and I start sniffing. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, hell no. Like, hey, I know it's spring break, but y'all didn't have to let it go that bad. Like, dang, get some Huggies next time, man, because there's piss everywhere. At least with the Huggies, it'd be, like, right inside the nice little pouch, right? And I'm just like, okay, like, in the midst of me complaining about, like, pee being on the ground, little did I not know, the elevators behind me were beginning to close. And my horror to the final descent began. Like, all of a sudden, the elevator music came on. It's the final countdown. Na, 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 na. The pee is coming. It's encroaching the island. Na, 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 da, da, da. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. Da, 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 da. And all of a sudden, the elevator opens up. I'm saved by grace. And just fumes of pee was spewing out the elevator. Like, you could smell it all the way from Pickleman's. And like, me and the desk worker, we were looking at each other. We were just staring at each other. And there was tension. And I was like, hey, could you help a brother out? And he's like, not today, son. And I'm like, you know what? If this wasn't piss, and if I wasn't a germaphobe, this would be all in your face. So then, like, after that little tension death battle, I noticed a dry strip of land in front of me that resembled a runway, and I took off. Hiya! Landed on it, and I was safe. And it was like, oh, thank God, I made it. I made it out of that death trap in there, you know. And, like, I just managed to walk outside, and I was just thinking to myself, you know, this is, like, one of those, like, what-if moments. Like, what if, like, Anderson Cooper from CNN just pulled up in his Mini Cooper and came up to me and talked to me about, like, an interview. He was like, excuse me, sir, I'm Anderson Cooper from CNN, and we're doing a new documentary called White Privilege in America. Do you have anything to say about this? I'm like, well, I think you got the wrong guy. Like, you know, you look at my skin, I'm a little tan. But does a black male finding piss in an elevator of a predominantly all-white institution count? But yeah, no, but speaking about being the like one of the few black minorities here. I feel like I'm like SLU's token, like Jordan Jet or somebody, you know. Like SLU's always like, they have me in these magazines and like McDonald's commercials. And I'm like, SLU's probably like, hey, you know what? Let's put the Negro in McDonald's commercials. We could really profit off of that. We'll show black people go to SLU. But yeah, I feel like it's all good. You know, I love it. I love being in the commercials. It's good. I like getting free McDonald's and all that stuff. But yeah, speaking about McDonald's, I feel like the SLU workers here, like they don't even really know my name anymore. They're just like, hey, what's up, McDonald's boy? I'm like, hey, it's Desmond. Or they're like, hey, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm like, hey, why don't you ba-da-ba-ba-ba, make me a sandwich and serve me. But yeah, SLU's great though. I love it here. I just want to say that SLU reminds me of like Krispy Kreme. I'm like that one special chocolate donut surrounded by a bunch of glazed donuts. Thank you, Desmond.